Miami Heat as he lays that one in on the sweet butter roll.
How about that? I played with Mike, too. Mike could go get it, man.
I just wondered how from Germany he
right?
Notice Mike.
Yeah.
Mike was quick, though, I'll tell you that. Williams. A Wisconsin transfer. John, jump hook, short. Batted around. This one claimed by Mia. Mia had an incredible reverse jam in yesterday's game for Nebraska against Boise.
Yeah.
Baseline, Brice Williams, rising fire. Good. Aggressive rebound. Cornhuskers the other way, up 15-9. Williams, step back three. Fly guy.
Soft touch right there.
19 years old. He's gained 20 pounds since coming to Central Florida. Reclassified. Williams off the bounce again. This
Exactly where it was coming off at. He was able to put it back up and in.
So the 12-point lead for Nebraska is down to 5. Here's Brice Williams. Guarded by Mahovsky. Backs him down quickly in the paint. Elevates over him off the back rim and in.
So when Sejan does is get inside the three-point line, be more of a threat. 69% of his shots come from behind the three-point line.
31-26, 5:14 to play the first half of the Crown Championship game. The winner to receive $300,000. The loser will get $100,000. Williams, fadeaway, 15-footer.
Behind the three-point line, but they do have good shooters, and you saw Degenhart right there. First possession, Gus, catch and shoot right in the corner.
Degenhart coming off a 21-point game on Wednesday against Butler. Now Gary. Here's Brice Williams, who's been electric in this tournament. Pushes off, pull-up jumper, 20-footer, counted. Big time with basketball, and which could be in the next 10, 12 years. Sejan is checked in. Where's number 0 for Nebraska? Here's Morgan. Hand off Jacobson. Brice Williams, step back three-pointer. Again. And a turnover. Hoiberg. Quick hands. Hoiberg. Now Williams with a step, baseline, gathers and banks it down. We stay in Lincoln. Baseline, Buchanan, deflected, loose. Euless, outlet, Williams on the move, to the cup, Euro up and in.
Hard rebounded ball offensively.
Ball taken away, Brice Williams. Outlet pass to Hoiberg. Brice Williams, what a performance at 30 points in 39 minutes as a point guard. And folks, what you don't realize about him is this young man is big. He's 6'7".
No, he is. Puts up numbers. Get it right here like this, catch and shoot. Pure money.
What? I mean, if they said you got green light, you got green light.
But if you got somebody open, do you selfishly look for your shot compared to when your teammate is open and give it up to him? That's a good point. Good point. Yeah.
Team basketball. Williams, Hoiberg. 10 to shoot. Williams, pull up 3. Again. Brice Williams, folks. I take him.
Yeah, things are about to get regulated in June. Still can negotiate a lot outside of the cap with the NIL opportunities.
Brice Williams, inside, pump fake.
6'7", baby.
So smooth. Coach is done with Nebraska. Signed an extension last March that ties him to the program. 28-29 season in the corner. That one was good for yesterday. Here's Malik Mack. He needs the day as he turns it over. Jacobson.
One-hand pass, man. You get it back once you release it. Try to release it.
Jacobson. Brice Williams. Had it going today. Off the bounce to the cup. Right hand runner.
And that's how you keep your defender on.
Georgetown squandering an opportunity there. Now Eulis, guarded by Burks on a switch. Williams. Inside, shows it, pivots. They'll get a stop and a bucket. It'll make it very interesting. Jacobson, Brice Williams, Hoiberg. Here's Brice deep. Rayola, a one-time Buckeye commit. He's wised up.
Yeah. I mean, he'll play right away.
Who won that Michigan-Ohio State game this year?
You say who won the national championship? Ohio State did.
Williams. He could be a national champ one day. This kid is because you feel like that's the strength of his game.
Where he wants to get to. He just has too many plays like that where he's gotten to the rim but not finished them off.
There's Connor Essegian off the bench for the Huskers.
You have to think for Connor Essegian, a tough one against Iowa last game of the year. Good for him to get back out here and see some shots go down.
Here's Williams, contested jumper in the paint is good. All year since Ty Lue.
Good company there.
No kidding. Good rebound by Morgan.
Nebraska settling in here. They're going to have opportunities in the paint. I know that's a great look from three. Go on. Jihad
driving on Buchton, Joe. Good box out after this.
Pretty good defense there by Berke, moving his feet and forcing a contested one at the rim.
Berke off the jump stop, back to Brice Williams. Halfway through this first half, Williams steps into the three. Hits. Helix. Next played at Arizona State. The runner short. Rebound ends up with Jacobson. Here's Williams. Huskers 0 for 6 with 2 turnovers their last 8 possessions, and nearly another turnover here. 13 to shoot for Gary. Williams 5 to shoot, steps back for 3. Nothing going on that possession.
You drive the basketball, you see it all the time where guys rock that ball back to get momentum, and if you show him the ball, he's getting a piece of it.
Back it goes to Brice Williams. He's been the offense for the Huskers. Oh, with Arians. Really good defense. Got right in front of Jihad, took it away. Williams bowling's to his best. That is just strength. 3:10 to go. Still plenty of time. Sun Devils need stops here. Huskers break a little pressure. Williams with 19 leading the way for the Big Red. Picked up on the switch now by Ali. Up and under to the rim. How about the 19.4 to go in this one. Comes Essegian to get it. Trapped in that corner. Needs a little help and finds it from Hoiberg. Lobbing it to Williams. Williams with the exclamation point. Peyton Sanford. Double showed against Rooster and he threw it away. Here's Williams. One-on-one against Dix. Drives it up for 2. Dix able to scoop it up. Extra pass. Harding in that left corner. That 3 short and Essegian the rebound.
Got to get Brice Williams going. 1 for 5 from the floor. 3 points. Got to find a way to get him loose. Now some zone, it looks like, from Iowa. It's kind of a matchup zone. You can still try and get Brice Williams the ball.
There he is, near the logo, the pivot, and the finish from the elbow. Who deserves to win Big Ten Player of the Year? Good debate about that in the tournament preview as Williams goes off the backside of bronze.
His ability to play off 2 feet, and as strong as he is, that he can get that shot over a bigger defender.
Brice Williams, a sweeping kiss off the glass.
Get you wins on the road. Nice job by Hoiberg.
Had 3 steals in the last game to go along with 4 points, and doesn't have one big number going for him, but often shows up in many areas of the box, and that is a smooth mid-range.
Thornton, pull up 3.
He's missed a couple in a row. Brice Williams back in the game. See how he moves after that fall a few moments ago. He's got 2 baskets already. Finds himself a pull-up jumper and just makes it look for 2.
Nice job, Ohio State, creating that early offense. Nebraska kind of slow to get back defensively.
Williams saw an opening and goes lefty off the glass.
How to play off 2 feet. I'm going to send them to watch film of Thornton. Does a beautiful job off 2 feet, utilizing his strength.
Thornton 9 points. Game high for the Buckeyes. Booster to Morgan. Gary out of control a bit. Williams where he likes to hit that pull-up. See how high he got the shot. Double figures with 11 points. He has efficiently hit 5 out of 8 shots. Man with the ball has been awfully good tonight as well. Brice Williams 10 points. Also made 5 out of 8. 4-second difference between the clocks. Williams got a step and the bucket.
Ooh. Paul, things may grind down a little bit here. We'll see.
Ohio State has led the entire way, largest lead of 11. Nebraska cut it down to 2 a couple of times. Brice Williams, starts out. Thornton inbound, tried to get it to Royal, knocked away by Gary.
Well scouted by Nebraska. They knew exactly what Ohio State was trying to do, that inbounds play.
Williams already with 15 points. Fewest he has had since the end of January is 17. Now he's got 18 tonight.
Hopefully he has something to say after that one.
Wooster got there, put back by Williams, and he's got 20 points. 5 extra minutes for the right to stay on the correct side of the NCAA tournament bubble. Morgan had some big moments in that second half. Asijan hit a trio of 3s. Williams, pull up. Oh, what a start to their overtime.
Oh, man, that's
3. Ohio State turned it over.
Andrew Morgan has been outstanding this evening on the defensive end. He has been the best help side defender all night long.
Williams just hit a 3, pull up, got that one too.
Ooh.
Now it's a 2-point game again.
If I'm Nebraska, I flatten out and let Brice Williams go. Just take it off the bounce. Oh, definitely would. He is physical.
Williams, pull up, money. Haven't called the name of Jawan Gary here recently for Nebraska. He does have 24 points, but has been quiet in the recent moments. Williams, 3. Nailed it.
Toughness and metal down the stretch.
Well, that's short from the start. Down 6. A lot of work to do. Here comes Williams.
Get to the rim. No, you need 6, but get to the rim. There you go.
Oh, and he's fouled.
That's why you go to the rim, Paul.
Likely look to get a quick 3 off. He gets inside. They'll give him that 2. He has 20 points. Williams, impossible job here. We'll see if this 3 goes, and it does.
Hoiberg is going to be really mad about that. They were working on that exact thing in shoot-around, shooting the double. Yuktichel did not do the proper job of getting down and taking away that baseline pass.
Williams, free throw line jumper, and he's on the board.
Good job by Patterson, Kevin, of understanding where he was on the floor, and that hard cut allowed him to bail out his teammate at that elbow area.
And there's Brice Williams. You see with an 18-point lead for the Gophers. And then Williams takes it away. Williams to the other end with the hammer.
Like this.
Gophers shooting 54% for the game as Asijan tries for his second. Morgan with the offensive rebound. Here's Williams.
Oda Cali did a really good job of getting his feet.
And then one more coming up.
He's got to watch himself, does Frank Mitchell.
Ball taken away. Steal for Nebraska. Williams loping to the rim. That'll be a goaltend on Oda Cali. Count the bucket.
Window, and with Mia on the bench, they're going to have to rely on the transfer from NDSU.
Under 10 to play. Williams turns the corner. Inside for 2 more.
And another play by Morgan. Gets him up the lane. That provides a much easier driving angle for Williams to complete.
Here's Morgan right back to Williams. He'll shoot over Fox. Yes! What a play by Frank Mitchell. 3-point game in Lincoln.
Kind of been held in check here in the second half, but 6 points and 6 big boards in the first 20 minutes for the Gophers.
It's a Sejan. Feeding Williams. Williams working against Odekali. Gets past him. And a 1-point game. Timeout Nebraska.
Step right away from Jawan Gary. And turnovers were an issue for Nebraska on the road at Penn State. 16 turnovers, and a lot of them early.
Brice Williams with an early 3.
And if you cut, he's going to find you a good little flash right to the middle of the floor, and Gale gets an easy one. Maybe that next 3 will now be a little more comfortable for Roddy Gale.
There's Buchtenschel coming off that ankle injury, tipped into the backcourt. This will not be an over and back, but Nebraska's going to have to hustle now. Under 10 to shoot. Here's Williams waiting for the traffic to clear. Back-to-back triples.
Interesting to tie back to what Dusty May talked about with Golden. Oftentimes, the biggest difference between quote-unquote mid-major basketball and high-major basketball is the interior, those front-line guys. And the fact that Golden had so much success against the power conference teams gave Dusty May confidence that he would have no problem in a league like the Big Ten, and he hasn't.
Huskers scrambling. Deep 3, and Brice Williams is
A couple of them, not a lot going in the possession either.
Burnett, a quick deep 3. I know that Dusty May loved that shot.
Because you can get those threes whenever you want, especially with playing through Danny Wolf in the post.
Shaking his head over on the Michigan bench as he watches. What a tremendous job Dusty May has done this year. Here's Williams driving inside. Boy, it is the Brice Williams show. Williams had the hot hand early. He'll try to get it going, and he cannot. 0 for 8, but then a steal. Right to Williams for the flush. He elevated quickly there. Buchtenschel kicking it around to Morgan. Huskers have missed their last 8 shots. Williams ends the drought.
And Brice Williams stops behind it.
Burnett. No 3 there. Long rebound batted out to Ulis. Numbers if they hurry. Williams does indeed hurry.
Well, this is a wrestling match right now. You got to be able to embrace the fight.
Here's Williams. Off the shot fake. Working inside. Over Golden, and Williams.
Post-ups for Golden. There have not been very many of them. A little bit worried about getting double teamed, but if you throw it to him with an angle, he can turn and score before that double gets there.
He's got such a good touch inside.
See Michigan switching a lot of these screens, kind of just blowing up Nebraska's set, so it becomes a one-on-one sort of situation. This guy's pretty good in that.
And he hits another one, 20.
Yeah, he took a tumble in the game at Illinois, and I think he may just be now kind of getting back physically to where he was at the beginning of the year, but you cannot fault him, and he gets a ton of minutes, to your point.
A 12-point lead for Penn State. Williams, deep 3. That's good with a hand in his face.
4 of 8. That's been an area of concern because he plays so many minutes, and a lot of those threes have been kind of short, but he was finding the bottom of the well last time out against Washington. You have to believe coming out of that timeout, Coach Mike Rhodes is saying, let's forget about the score, play the next segment, because he doesn't want anything to sink into his team. Look, they've had big leads, be it in the half court or in transition. Really well done of stepping through, and again, understanding that the shot blocker, Niederhauser, is not on the floor.
Williams.
And Dawson Garcia on that West Coast road swing, anything but frosty. He has been sizzling hot for the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Oh, man. Dave Thomas in heaven loves it.
I'm a connoisseur of the finer things in life, for sure.
Well, you took your hand to your fast food preference. Nebraska with it, 10 to shoot. Sejan with Baldwin on him for Williams on the fade, and that's good for Brice Williams. Penn State's number 11. Nebraska's number 12, I guess, for those who really remember when it was earth-shattering to add anybody. Williams on the turnaround. That's good from the foul line. 3 to beat the shot clock.
2 savvy plays. The pass fake kind of froze the defender, Then he understood he needed to dribble to clear himself, and he did efficiently.
He has 16. Williams with the answer, but
Fitzmaurice bringing the energy, waving his arms in the air. You have to love the passion. It's a weight room move, just taking on the entire Nebraska front line and snatching offensive rebounds.
There's Williams, still yet to score. Being guarded by Mullins, gets him in the air and hits.
Maybe that'll get runs a ton of sets for Ty Berry to get him open, and that's a floppy set right there. He can go out either direction on the baseline. He chose to curl it, pops out. Nebraska's late to the party, and boy, he's been on fire lately.
He's really been shooting it well. Williams, that one goes. He is already in double figures for the 14th time this year, and Northwestern on top 18-7 here. A huge game for Nebraska. We talked about it off the top. A quad one opportunity for a bubble team, and Brice Williams has. Here's Berry on the drive, drops it inside. Nicholson missed the layup, and Nebraska the other way. And Morgan, the near turnover. Hoiberg comes up with it. Here's Essegian. Now Williams, and the foul. Glass. 8-point game as we hit the halfway point of the second half. Essegian. Williams with the shot clock at 10. Working on Clayton. Williams gets to the pull-up and banks it in. Of hands, Fred Hoiberg has a bandage on his hand. He did not have that at the beginning of the game. So that tells you a little bit about his frustration here today, and yet his team is with.
I think he assumed someone was going to get the rebound, and Derek Queen able to sneak in there.
Here's Williams off the inbound for three. That'll rattle home. Brice Williams. Look, you embrace your inner Skinnerd, I embrace my inner nerd. It's fine. Free throw line jumper for Brice Williams, and that's to start it up for Nebraska. Extended minutes tonight for Ulis with Essegian under the weather.
I try to get Gary going toward the rim again with Queen right now the primary defender on the senior Gary.
There's Williams curling for three. Big bucket for Nebraska. And we mentioned that earlier, Sean. Only Kentucky has more than that among power conference teams. They have 4 games, does Maryland. Kentucky has 5, with all 5 starters in double figures. Back it goes to Williams for 3. Oh my, Brice Williams. How about that pass from Kobe Gillespie for the two-hand flush to Reese. And they're starting to flex their muscle a little bit. Very important couple of minutes here before the under 4 media timeout. Maryland now out rebounding Nebraska 29-16, shooting 59% from the floor. Brice Williams with 2 more at the elbow. He's got 8.
%1 on the year.
And he entered the weekend tied for the best bench scorer in the Big Ten Conference, and they're going to count that bucket. Aaron Bradshaw. Connor Essegian, Sam Hoiberg in the backcourt. Brice Williams with 15 to shoot. Not much going yet for Nebraska in this possession. Inside, though, Williams lost by the Buckeyes.
You are not getting anything easy in the lane against Nebraska so far this afternoon.
Essegian will leave it for Hoiberg now. Andrew Morgan on the floor. And a cut. Williams with the finish. Williams working against Mahaffey. Spins into the paint. Leaning in. Tough shot. Can't get it to go. Morgan's tip. Look who's got it. Williams again to the rim. Oven on the floor now, the 7'1" freshman from Croatia. And Braxton Mia will get the inbound. Here's Williams driving at Yagovin over the big man and rattled home. 6% shooter. Wooster in a 2-point game. Here's Williams. He'll go to work into the lane. Off. 8-0 run. Stewart can't get the kind roll, and it ends up with Wooster. Here's Williams driving again. Count it, and the foul. It's today. 2 to shoot. Mobley contested 3. Won't go. Excellent defense by Nebraska.
Good block out down there on the baseline as well by Gary.
Williams working it up against Mahaffey. Slaps his hand away. 15 to shoot. Now picked up on a switch by Stewart. 9 on the shot clock. Williams at the logo. Contested 2. Falls easily.
Little matchup. And you got the corner right away.
Air ball that time from DJ Davis. A little cold water on this 3-point party in the first half for the Huskies. And we haven't said Brice Williams' name much in the last few minutes. Fifth-year senior. He goes hard to the rim and just kind of forces.
Again, I think it's a lot of it's the ball movement. They've done a great job of being unselfish, get it to the open man.
Williams left open for 3. Williams.
I'm sure Coach Horberg, he always says if we out-rebound teams, we have a chance to win right away. They give up that offensive rebound.
The lob, man, an easy put in for Brice Williams.
They come off of dish-offs, they've come off of transition, offensive rebounds. They have controlled the paint.
Brice Williams spots up for 3, and he hits, and Nebraska picked out by Harris. Dangerous pass from Asijan. Here comes Gary, pulling steam. Wooster controls and never hit the rim. Oh, it's bagged that time by. Were there?
Yeah, it's a good shot, but not with the momentum. Again, you're down. You got to get to the basket, get to the free throw, and stop the clock.
Williams now with 5 on the shot clock for Nebraska. Pulls up straight away 3, and he hits. Huskies able to answer on the other end with Zoom Diallo. 10-point Nebraska lead, under 2.5 to play.
Brice Williams has kind of done it quietly.
You're right.
You know, he's just scoring the points.
Nebraska playing a little keep away here, milking some clock. Now 5 on the shot clock. Ball in Williams' hands, and he takes it all the way. Just
3. Yeah. One of the games was an overtime loss. 3 others were 1 or 2 possession games. Juwan Gary with Bamba right on him. Now here's Williams.
See where Biddle's playing Morgan, basically plugging that entire middle.
Just hanging out in the paint.
It's not even drop coverage because there's no ball screen. He's just standing in the middle of the lane.
Wow. Williams making that,
but big, and that time challenged the shot.
Sets a good screen for Williams, who misses the 3. Asijan pokes it away.
They're not going to leave that guy.
Williams, and it goes down. The network and the Fox Sports app.
I was just going to say, Guy, it turns out nobody wants to play USC now, but isn't it? Nobody wants to play anybody at this point.
There was a stretch no one wanted to play Minnesota not that long ago. Oh, Williams at 3, and he's...
How about that?
After they lost 4 in a row.
Right. That goes through the hands of Shellstad. Tracy trying to chase down. And Williams with it on.
Goes for Shellstad. You saw it there. Played off the ball, and they got Shellstad a good look in the corner. Just didn't knock it down.
6-second shot clock, game clock differential.
Morgan should get another look.
Williams. Nobody home, and he throws it down.
Players became football players. We said Bamba was the first pick. Got a few texts about that.
We spent too much time at halftime coming up with the team.
Wesley Yates at USC comes to mind as a top pick in that draft as well.
Brice Williams Evans in for Oregon as well, and Morgan back in. So Morgan and Bamba both in the game with 3 fouls. Wooster accelerates and creates a look for Brice Williams. Williams now with...
Well, the game slowed down again, guys.
Williams is not bothered by the... Shelstad has a little freedom. And Williams saves it.
Let's see if Nebraska goes here.
In the hands of Williams, 20 points. Good matchup here, Bamba and Williams. And Williams, with the help of the screen, kind of...
Job by Davis, though, to break Buchtengel's rhythm just enough to take a dribble.
Ball tipped away, and Williams gets the steal. Give Buchtengel a little bit of an assist. Williams going to the left side of the rim for...
I don't mind that no call, though.
Williams from the logo splashes that one. But Williams just got that across the half-court line. Here's Williams against Gibbs Lawhorn to the rim and a foul called. Couldn't get the and a minute to play here in this first half. Williams turns the corner to the rim.
And not all turnovers are created equal. There's dead ball ones, and there's ones where you can get your defense set. A lot of them have led to transition opportunities for Nebraska.
Yeah, 8 points off those 6 turnovers for the Huskers. A 7-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. 9 to shoot. Williams turns the corner again to the rim, and he throws it down. Turns the corner quickly. Johnson with a bobble. Humrickhouse, open 3. A little bit strong, and the struggles continue from behind the arc. 3 of 19 for Illinois.
Can't ask for a better shot than that, though.
Williams all the way to the rim for 2.
He's shown he's capable. And boy, has Illinois needed his offense.
Nebraska has led for almost 30 minutes of this game. Illinois never led. Williams, elbow jumper is good. Big bucket for the
Brice Williams to operate.
Hoiberg to work. 10 to shoot. Morgan has to reset. Here's Williams around the Morgan screen. Deep 2 for Williams, and he splashes that 2.
The offense for defense, but when I'm out there, I'm going to fight for that rebound, pulling down a big one.
A couple of good box outs tonight for Esijan.
You know how far Johnson is, so
look at
Williams
Williams right at Johnson for 2 more.
Talk about plenty of time if you're Nebraska.
Wooster looking, finds Williams. Patient, jumper, got it.
Wisconsin, have to remind our viewers, they average 85 points a game. And they can get it through fast breaks. They can get it in quick offense in the half court. Just an offensive juggernaut are these Badgers.
Here's Williams from the elbow to quiet things for Nebraska. Here's Tonje again from 3. A little bit strong, and Williams the rebound. Now Nebraska with a chance. Williams on the run, end to end to the rim for 2, and halftime arrives with a mid. See if Morgan can dislodge Carter Gilmore. Working inside, Morgan, tough shot. Gary catching the air ball, 8 to shoot. Brice Williams to work. Launching the 3, and he hits from deep.
Terrapin starting to come together and figure themselves out in the Big Ten race.
Gilmore had his shot changed by Esijan. Now Esijan weaving through a bunch of his former teammates. Brice Williams shot fake and then gets space for 3.
Well, this might
transfer from Penn on the board to tie it at 29. And off to Williams. 0 for 3 in the first half. There's his first 2. And so far it's trending in the right direction, if that is indeed a statistic you can count on. Brice Williams has 10 on the shot clock. He'll launch a contested three and he'll hit. Here's Williams, turning the corner to the rim, count it, and the foul. Final 2:14 to get their next win against USC as the Trojans up 5 late in this one. Williams will turn the corner, drives to the rim for 2. Here's Williams. You're telling him to clear out. Going to work against Agee. 12 to shoot, driving inside, the dish into the corner, tough pass. Now Williams, 7 to shoot. He'll launch a 3, and he hits it!
Open 3, Selton Miguel, who struggled the last couple of games. If they can get him going early, that's a big shot.
Maryland's going to have opportunities, whether it's out of the post with the skip pass or off the dribble drive and kick. Rutgers able to really take advantage of that, and they're on that play. Get to the painted area and kick it. Big shot for Selton Miguel, 4 of his last 16 from the field.
Williams turned the corner, got a good look, and Braxton Meas. Active hands from Buchtenjel, now dribbling all the way up the floor. 5-point Maryland lead here at home. Morgan got cut off. Williams on the drive and the finish. Just this afternoon here on Big Ten Network. And how good has the action been? These two teams both lost tough games on Thursday. All 3 games Thursday, 1-possession ball games.
This league is such a monster now. There's just never an easy night. You're factoring in some travel things now. The talent and the depth as good as it's ever been.
Big shot for Brice.
16 from the field, 2 of 8 from the three-point line. He is unbelievable in transition. I'm talking like in the 95th percentile of points per possession. You look at his size, you look at his body, and it makes sense. But just good to see him confident with that shot once again.
Ulis and Sam Hoiberg back on the floor. Ulis played a season-low 5 minutes on Thursday against Rutgers. Nice tough shot. Gary coming off a 20-point game. They have combined for just 12. A little bit of space. Big top shot. Miguel on the drive. Got some space. There's Geronimo. I mean, he has been absolutely everywhere in the minutes he has played, but they did not get the putback.
It's been all hustle plays, though. That's where he's impacted this game.
All season long. How they do from 3 really tells a tale.
100%. Nebraska defensively, they're built to take away the paint. They're a little vulnerable from beyond the arc, and we'll see if the Scarlet Knights can knock them down.
Williams knocks the first 3 down to the mark in the first half.
Whether it's a Boley or Somerville, you need some physicality in the post from Rutgers. And that's how Steve Pikiell's teams are built, blocking shots, owning the paint and glass.
Williams harassed by Davis, and he calmly lead again, 52-51.
Hasn't shot it great. Now 5 for 12, but you can heat up in a hurry. And if you're Gary, you got to creep out there a little bit on it.
Wooster in the corner, back to Asijan. No look for Wooster. Here's Williams. Steps left, launches the 3, and hits the answer.
Incredible.
Williams, that's a contested jumper in the corner. Upper and Ace Bailey are capable of carrying a team almost against anybody.
You get the sense Harper's starting to feel it from beyond the arc. Knocked down his last 2.
Here's Williams, got free of Harper and hits the baseline 2. Williams at the elbow. 2 more for Williams. 2 of 3 tonight. And he misses the free throw. Gary the rebound. Huskers still have life. Williams on the drive to the rim. 2-point game. 2 clutch free throws for the freshman. What a night he's had. And now Williams quickly to the other end. He'll launch the 3. It's good.
Nebraska may want to look early in the offensive possession for shot opportunities because once the defense is set in the half court, they're having a tough time.
Ooh, Brice Williams had 28 in the loss Tuesday. Of highlights today in 40 minutes for Purdue. Offensive rebound. Brice Williams sticks it back home.
On the defensive end tonight. Nebraska not a team that has gotten on the offensive glass much this season, but with Iowa's struggles and certainly Nebraska's size, that's going to be a big question mark.
Was swish from.
You look at his numbers. Josh Dix shooting 54% from the field. When I see somebody shooting that type of percentage, I'm thinking they need to shoot more. Dix has been so efficient.
Made 5 out of 7 threes on this court against Nebraska last January in an 18-point Iowa win. Williams, and there's an example. Just as the now with 3 to shoot. There's some defense by the Huskers. Williams all the way in. His third bucket.
Brice Williams, and if you give Bryce Sanford that type of look, he's going to make you pay for it.
Hawks enjoying their largest lead right now by a touchdown, if you will, 21-14. Brice Williams all the way in.
Truth Thelwell that he's questionable to play in this game, which would be a huge blow the way that he's played. Last 3 games, 16 a game, and if they don't have him tonight, that certainly affects this Iowa offense.
We were told he tweaked something in his lower body in pregame warm-up and is questionable to come back. 7 to shoot.
Let him facilitate. Good offense.
Largest Husker lead at 13. Off ahead of Sanford. Well, this counts for numbers. Williams makes it at 15.
Iowa had numbers. Harding was trying to force the issue. You get some rotations and you live to fight another day with an Iowa missed 3.
Brice Williams had the ball knocked away. Gary, 10 to shoot. It's up and under. Well, Peyton has scored 16 of Iowa's last 18 points, and he and his teammates looking for some defense right now. Up by 4. Williams. Oh, top 3. The next one puts him on the line. Williams, big step for 3. Oh, wow. Lead back to 9. 2.5 left in overtime. Asijan, Williams. Good looking to
Braxton Mia.
Got to get Brice Williams going towards the basket if you can, if you're Nebraska.
Trying to work the curl. Cut off Brice Williams. They are suffocating him. He does launch this 3 and rattles it home. Well, that makes the Lokanovich off the inbound.
Tim, UCLA loves Stefanovic in base and out of bounds situations. He is elite at curl into that 15-foot area.
How about that hook shot? Brice Williams from the...
And showed out. Jordan Johnson will shoot the 3. That's what he does. 80 of his 110 attempts coming into play are from behind the arc. No surprise that's how he starts.
He had a big first half at Texas A&M, a game in which Southern led at half.
And there's Brice Williams. Zeno can't get that one to go. Offensive rebound blocked by Braxton Mia as DeAndre Thomas ran into the big man inside. Huskers on the run. Set up in the half court. Williams active early. That elbow jumper good for the Jaguars roster. He'll be suiting up soon. Brice Williams inside off the miss from Gary. Muscles that one up and in. And Williams.
On that was they had to go on to win the Pac-12 tournament to get into the NCAA tournament. They did. And then in that year where the tournament was in the bubble, they went all the way to the Elite 8.
And a 3. Brice Williams breaks the seal in this championship. Pitches to tie the game.
And what I mean by that is, if you make this a half-court game, you're allowing both teams to play to their strength. So when you have turnovers, when you grab a rebound, can you run and score against an unset defense? Because once they get loaded, it's pretty hard.
Up and under. Brice Williams.
Not for him, it's not. Or Arizona State, as it's their first season in that conference. Bobby Hurley's team has got a really talented freshman recruiting class. Jaden Quaintance was the headliner and defensively an elite level player that offensively is getting much more comfortable as the season has progressed. Not Brice Williams comfortable.
Another three on the way. That's way off from Jaquavis Williford, the freshman. And here comes Nebraska and Brice Williams. Muscles his way to the basket. Brice Williams and one. Oregon State team in steals and assists to Marco Minor, who was first team all Ohio Valley last year at SIU Edwardsville. Beavers by 3. They had a lead as large as 4 in the first half. And in the lane, Brice Williams rolls it in. Attacking on the baseline, Parsifala. The miss and the rebound, Braxton Mia, the 7-1 big man for Nebraska. Brice Williams floats it up and in, and we're tied. On the bench with 4 fouls, still on the bench for Wayne Tinkle as the Beavs go back defensively.
Yeah, you're not going to sub him in on a defensive possession. I think you want to give him at least a second to get back out there at the offensive end. I would not be surprised if they get a stop here, though, that he goes to the scorer's table.
Brice Williams. And one. Strong drop.
Possessions ago when he missed the three-point shot. He hit a couple big ones late in the game against Oakland. Really confident look there.
His second 3 in this one. That's 9 3-pointers for Oregon State. Back to the 1-3-1 for the Beavers. And the length with Lilavicius at the top of it causing problems. Brice Williams answers. Berke down low. Buchtigel has it stripped, got it back, kick out. And just beating the shot clock. The miss, but the back tap, and Nebraska has it again. Brice Williams.
He's good. He's going to be the MVP of the tournament. 20-4 and only having 1 made field goal.
14 straight for the Huskers. Brice Williams racing up the floor. 16-0 run, Nebraska. Points and a half. And that was a Tim Miles Nebraska team. And Braxton Mia takes it away.
And Tim Miles now at San Jose State. Good ball movement.
Brice Williams, 3.
Milton's had a good game, though. I mean, from how it started for him, too, with the nose. And
19 seconds in,
he's
popped in the schnoz.
Bleeding all over the floor, and he's been a real big bright spot for Murray State. I think Murray State's done a better job, too, is not allowing the ball just to be posted up inside by Nebraska here in the second half so far.
Putting up some resistance. Tough shot off the window from. Wow.
I mean, did I tell you he was a big-time athlete or what?
Everybody just saw he's a big-time athlete.
Like, I said at the start of this game that guy was one of the high major elite level athletes in all of college basketball. And
goes to Rice.
There's that double team we talked about earlier.
Take it away. Williams 2-on-2 down the lane, attacking and scoring. And then a foul.
And able to get out in transition. Wow, the fouls are coming hard and fast and furious here early from Indiana.
All 4 whistles in the game against the Hoosiers. Brice Williams, how crafty was that?
26% from 3 after shooting over 40 the year before. 53 on the year today. He's now 9 of 16 from 3. They're going to need him to make those kind of shots if they want to get away with the win tonight.
He has been around Bloomington the longest. A 5th-year senior and a captain in Galloway. Williams fading. Well, everything is going right now.
9 wins. And I think I looked up and saw they're #1 in the AP poll as well.
We also have UConn, Gonzaga tomorrow. Yeah. Some great hoops. We'll talk about that at the break with Mike and Casey. Williams, shot fake, fading, had to adjust in midair. Back within a penny.
All off the hustle play of Luke Goody.
46-45. Nebraska looking for their first Big Ten win of the season. Indiana trying to get to a 2-0 start in conference play. Williams hanging, tough finish with a left.
He does that so incredibly well.
Dangerous pass, and Galloway with a turnover.
has done better, though, in taking care of the ball. It's just their 5th turnover tonight.
Brice Williams has a mismatch on the inside. The ball's got to find him.
How about that guy?
Very passing from Nebraska has really been impressive tonight.
Brice this time. Yeah, I was just going to say the heat check goes awry. But he's earned the opportunity, right?
He surely has.
Wooster finding Williams. Williams, count it, and a foul. Besiegin from the elbow, flying through. There's Morgan again.
How valuable has Morgan been?
Especially here in the second half. He kept it alive, and then Williams does his thing. The rest tonight for their teams, and we've got a great finish, it looks like, in store. Right now, Nebraska with the ball up 5. Point guard Riley Wooster had a quiet night, been saddled with foul trouble, gives it up, long 3. He does it again. A little over 3 minutes remaining at Pinnacle Bank Arena in front of a shutout crowd of over 15,000.
It'll be interesting to see if Indiana traps some of those exchanges to try to get a couple turnovers to get out in transition. Not so far.
Williams guarded by Galloway.
Could be.
Desperation, fade away, oh my!
Eliminate that opportunity for Akins.
How about a bucket for Nebraska? Brice Williams, number 3 in red, averaging over 18 points per game this season. Guarded by Akins, and a tough shot off the glass. Morgan.
Good job by Kohler. What a job by Kohler.
Shot clock does not reset. Here's Williams for 3. 14 to 63. Back on March 4th, 2000. This would be the 2nd largest margin of victory ever for Michigan State in a Big Ten game. Under 3 minutes to play. Brice Williams, a step aside, knocks it down. 11.
Find guys that can knock down threes. So everybody that'll play today for North Florida can shoot the 3.
Nebraska hit 13 triples last time out against South Dakota after struggling from that range to begin the season through the first few games. But you don't want to get in a 3-point shooting contest today. They do launch one here, and it goes down. Brice Williams,
3. You're in rhythm for it.
It felt like he deserved it after all the hustle on both of those steals. Mia just the casual one-handed rebound at the other end. Now they're moving with some pace. It's Williams. High pass. Now Wooster, the transfer from Utah, where he spent the last 3 years, now working on his masters at Nebraska. But a second difference between shot clock and game clock could essentially play for the final shot, most likely, of this opening half here.
Nebraska's really going to crash the glass here, so North Florida's got to put a body on a Husker.
Williams using his strength there.
Yeah, all 5 guys on the floor can handle it. Stress the defense out big time here.
Besiegin finally missed a couple of minutes ago. Pump fake, the sidestep from Williams. Looking like Besiegin with that 3 in the step. Smith able to run the floor there and get another bucket for North Florida. Again, they cut it to 15 at one point, but then Nebraska had a very quick response of their own. And another bucket.
Johnson, as the extra effort by Dre Bullock gets him to the rim for 2. Now quickly up the floor, it's Besiegin again. Got into some trouble, finds the open man, Brice Williams for 3.
They decided that they're going to kind of pack it in a little bit, taking away anything going toward the rim, trying to negate some of those dribble drives.
There's Williams. He'll drive right down the right side of the lane
for the post. Buchtengel of sealing off the help.
And Buchtengel with a steal. Numbers with Williams and Buchtengel. It's Williams with a one-hand flush. Open man in the corner. The 3 halfway down, and Mia with the rebound off the miss from Forte. Needs a little help, finds it from Wooster. Here's Williams, they left him alone. He can hit that, and he will.
Threes already. And this is the team in Nebraska, only 26% as a squad for 3-point range coming in.
Here's Williams again. He's on a 7-0 run, trying to make it 10-0, and it is a personal 10. Forte starting to heat up after a cold start. got now 8 in the second half.
Yeah, he's only a 24% shooter from deep on the year.
Williams inside this time, able to finish at the rim. On for the first time tonight for South Dakota, product of Lincoln Southwest High School. Quickly to Williams for 3, and he beat the shot clock.
Nebraska floods to the ball and traps. You need to be rock solid and strong if you're Creighton against this defensive system for Nebraska when you go baseline.
Spent a lot of time on that at the practice, the shoot around before this game earlier tonight. Brice Williams will try a 2.
Get Buchtengel stretched out on the perimeter. You've already seen him get 2 threes made over him, one from Pop Isaacs and one from Ashworth. So it's a little give and take when you play big. It can help you and it can be problematic.
Andrew Morgan to work. The underhand of Williams being chased by Ashworth, but he got free for 2.
Blue Jays going because the crowd's been very quiet and they're rolling now.
See if Nebraska can quiet them here. Brice Williams, the veteran, probing, gets the jumper to fall. How good is that? In this opening half, about a second and a half difference between game and shot clock.
I like the ball in this guy's hands. I'd hold it for this entire possession and then go to work. Got the walk-on Shane Thomas on your redshirt freshman. Has not played a lot of basketball, but he is strong.
To work he goes with 7. Bumped by his own guy, Asijan. Can't get him out of the way. Williams to work with 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot, and it falls. Williams.
Lost in the 5-12 game to Grand Canyon.
This may be a time you just try to get the ball in the hands of Williams, and they do here. Get something going toward the rim.
He's away from the baseline, knocks it down. Oh, mentioned that St. Mary's not very deep, but some really foul trouble. Ross has 2, he stays in. Marshallone has 2, he's sitting right now. Nebraska's depth was a strength last year. Rounded in. Brice, but one to keep an eye on. When you look at tournament teams and their non-conference resumes, this is a big one.
And folks don't maybe say, well, you know, it only matters in March. That is absolutely false. These games matter no matter where and when you play them. November wins mean just as much as late February wins.
Late clock here. 3 to shoot. Williams off the heel. Underneath Saxon and patient St. Mary's possession.
And a good job by Saxon of holding that dive to the proper time.
Williams, meanwhile, uses the dance as Matthew Dellavedova began his great career at St. Mary's, scoring in double figures in his first 6 games. Williams has been the offense.
Post up. Saxon down there around the restricted area.
Hardaway couldn't throw it down.
Nice contest.
Now Williams muscles up and scores.
Now with Barrett with those 2 misses, I might try to get the ball to Juwan Gary and see where Barrett is mentally after coming up wanting from the foul line.
Nebraska is yet to lead at any point today. A chance to change that. This time down the floor. Brice Williams up top for 3. Marshalonis crosses over Wooster. Left hand, no. Tipped around, and Gary has it. The bounce to Williams. The step, the left hand, score. Oh.
Williams on the drive. Nice take and finish.
Aggressive. And then, ability to Coach Castleberry to keep him kind of in the middle of the floor where Nebraska can't help as much.
Nebraska here to start the second half. What will Fred Hoiberg look for his offense to do here to get something going?
Yeah, but then Cookman's going to go zone here just to kind of prevent whatever offensive set Coach Hoiberg had. He's does such a great job of exploiting matchups. So you see that a lot with teams changing their defenses out of those.
Here's Hunt, kick inside, a wide open Onania, but can't get the lay-in to go. Buchtengel, kick out to Mia, over to Wooster. Williams, another 3. He's feeling it. Out of the
post score or not, it's just kind of the staple of what they do. Got the double team, forced the turnover.
Williams for three. Knocks it down. Huskers on the board.
UT Rio Grande Valley is kind of in the state of Nebraska for the week. They'll venture north and play Creighton on Wednesday.
Tough start for them on the road. Williams, jumper is good. Back-to-back buckets for Brice.
For the second straight year, that's really been the focal point of the officiating in the offseason.
Williams on the drive, and one. Nice play for the Huskers.
Ball screen action. Nebraska did a poor job of ball screen coverage. We were able to get in for the easy two.
Gary looking inside to Mia. Gives it up to Williams behind the back. My goodness. Newton Joe with the rebound. 5 boards for Bear K. Williams inside. Again for Tommy Gankuhag. Cuts it to 6. Williams gets some space. Just like that, it's an 8-point game. You said it. That's what they can do.
Yeah, teams that shoot threes will go on runs both directions. Just a lot of averages. You're going to miss a few in a row.
Williams, the easy lay-in. I say